Up until now, we've been using reactive references to declare all of our reactive properties. However, the composition syntax comes with another equally valid way to declare reactive properties, which I want to show you now. To use it instead of reactive references, first we need to import reactive, then we'll create an event constant and call the reactive function, which returns a reactive object. We'll send in an object with each of the properties that we want to be reactive. And notice here it even contains our computer property. This might feel a little more familiar since we're used to declaring a reactive object using our data option. All we're doing here is taking our reactive references and instead declaring them in an object. You should notice that inside of our computer property, we no longer have to use .value since our object is taking care of reactivity. Then we'll declare a method. Again, we don't have to use .value. We can just say event.capacity++. And lastly, notice I can send the entire event object into the template. Both of these are completely valid syntaxes. It's up to you which one you use. Now, since we're sending the entire event object into the template, our template is going to look a little different. Notice here we have to specify event.event.event to access the properties on this reactive object. When I saw this code, I kind of didn't like it. I wanted to be able to destructure that event object into pieces so that in my template, I didn't have to say event.event.event. So I really wondered if I could destructure this event object so my template didn't have to have event dot in it. Now that I've changed my template, it wouldn't currently work. To make this work, I would have to change how I'm returning the event. My first guess was just to use ... However, that didn't work. My second guess was simply to list out each of the properties, but that also errored out. The problem here is that splitting apart the event object is going to remove its reactivity, so it's not going to work. The solution here is to take our reactive object and split each object up into its own reactive references. Luckily, Vue 3 comes with a function called toRef. So I'll import it, and then if I send event into this function, it's going to convert my reactive object into a plain object, with each property being a reactive reference that points to the property on the original object. I do want to mention though that if I didn't need to expose increased capacity to my template, I could instead simply write toRefs event. And I wouldn't need to destructure it since it's simply returning a plain object, which is what our setup function is expected to return.